Hey, what's up? Wix here again. In this episode, the STI Type R coupe has made it home from its first tune. Let's check it out. Hey, what's up team? Wix here again. Welcome back to the channel. Carrying on with this STI build. So as I said, we finally got the car back from the tune. First of all, we made it to the dyno and got it tuned. I know that I think that was our second, maybe third attempt to get this car down to the dyno. And if you watched the last episode, I only just made it to the dyno at that. Had a few issues in the morning, so I turned up to the dyno a few hours late. Just having some more issues, which I managed to sort and get the car down there. And yeah, we got it on the dyno and we got some numbers. So after finishing tying the car down to the dyno, the first part that we needed to do before the actual tune was we needed to run this engine in. I was still running the Penrite, I think they call it running in oil, 15W40 or something like that. So we needed to run the engine in, get that out the way first, and then we can drop that oil, put new oil in, new filter, and then tune the car. So we did that. Brent chucked it on the dyno, and he ran it in for, I think it was maybe only took like half an hour, and then he started making some runs. I actually thought he had forgot about the run in oil, but I didn't want to ask because that's what he does and that's not what I do, so I just assumed no, he knows what he's doing. So yeah, there's a little snippet of just running the car in. So, made it down to the dyno shop. Almost didn't, but we're here now. So currently we've done the run-in and we've just swapped over the oil, new oil filter, and we've just pulled the spark plugs and put some different spark plugs, and Brent's gapped them down to what they should be. So now we're on to round 2 of our tune. First half went, Brent reckons it went all good, so that's good, I'm happy with that. So yeah, we'll just see how the second half goes. So we've almost finished putting in this oil and then we're away again. So yeah, almost didn't make it this morning. The clutch, there's a converter on the clutch slave cylinder to turn it into a push type. The bolt up the top had come loose, so I had no clutch, so I had to zip back home, sort that out, and then as well as that, just due to in the last episode I was trying to get my VVT stuff to work. I had an injector plug that was loose, so I sort of was on my way and had to stop at the roundabout and the car wouldn't move, but managed to crawl to the gas station and sort it out. So lucky that we got here. So we got here a little bit late, around about 10, 11 a.m. So yeah, we just run and tune went all good. So now we're going to hope to get past that 400 mark. Currently sitting about 260 on the run-in. I think it was at 20 pounds. So yeah, I'm not sure what spark plugs Brent's put in them. But yeah, it's time to see, cross our fingers and hope for the best. Okay, final result. We're pulling the car off the dyno. It actually went really well, surprisingly. What was our final number, Brent? Is it up here? There we have it, 410.5 at roughly 25 pounds of boost. So remembering the goal was 400, we got 10.5 more, so I'm stoked. after the morning I've had of 3 issues at least, cutting out on the way here, yeah, I'm really stoked. So. So there you have it, managed to hit my target and just go even just a little bit more, so I'm over the moon, especially after the morning that I had. We not only got a tune out of it, but we got a really good one out of it, so I'm pretty happy. I ended up leaving the car with Brent for the weekend. He then was able to do a cold start tune as well during the week. And also I had a slight vacuum leak with one of my injectors, which he replaced the seal as well, so sorted that for me. And now the car is home, and that's a good feeling to drive the car and no issues. I'm really happy about that. When I did go and pick the car up, I had a bit of a chat to Brent about the car. Could it have done a bit more? His short answer was yes, and long answer was don't want to go there. He did however say that he ended up going a little more, which he didn't record, but he pulled the car back a little bit. He went on to say that I was having a fuel pressure issue and there's not enough fuel pressure in the lines, which I then asked him had he turned on the second external pump in the surge tank, and he answered with he forgot all about it. So that number 14 kilowatts is still on the one in tank pump and 1 external pump, so we haven't even touched the second pump yet, so that's pretty good. Obviously I kind of wanted to know initially how much I could push this car on pump gas, on pump 98. But after talking with Brent, I think he's convinced me it's a lot safer once I throw the ethanol inside it. So the decision was made right there and then that we won't push it on 98. We'll wait till we get ethanol in it, and then he'll I've sort of given him a inkling number of what I would like to hit. Obviously the whole purpose of this video, or the title, was the road to 500 kilowatts. I'm on 410. I'm going to chuck some ethanol in it. I want to say 90% confident I'm going to hit my 500 mark, which I think is it's about 600 horsepower, without doing the conversion right now. Secretly my number I would love to hit, and I told this to Brent, I would love to walk away from the dyno on ethanol at 700 horses. He looked at me with a smirk on his face and just said, oh, we'll see. Mind you, when I told him we were going to get 498, he did the same look, so yeah, maybe. But otherwise, the car is home. Here she is. Happy that she's back in the workshop, aka my garage. But still, I've managed to come up with a list of stuff to do before the next tune, so we'll just go over to the whiteboard and have a look. Right, so this is my to-do list. That light on the whiteboard is so annoying. To-do list before next tune. Number 1, external gates. Number 2, check fixed fuel sensor. I'll just go through the list and then I'll explain them. 3, sort VVT loom. 4, reroute wire behind passenger seat. 5, drain on the ice tank. 6, recenter the steering wheel. 7, I need a plate over the ECU and loom. And 8, I've still got a tiny oil leak. So we'll go back up to 1, external gates. Okay, so those of you who have been following the build, you'd know that my wastegates, my 2 twin turbo smart gates are sitting around here. In New Zealand, to be legal, any external gates need to be plumbed back into the exhaust, which it does back up here. But obviously when we're making screamer pipes or external wastegate pipes, we make them removable so we can just swap them in and out when we need to. So because my wastegates are there, what I'd like to do is make 2 short pipes. I'm not sure if we're going to drill 2 holes or 1 big hole out of the bumper, and I'm going to make the pipes just stick out the bumper. Not sure on the length. We'll work that out when we get there. So I need to go see Sticks again, and we need to finish off this wastegate system. Okay, number 2 on the list was the flex fuel sensor. So if I just open the bonnet, I love these new struts, gas struts. Right, my flex fuel sensor. So Brent told me that that's not actually going at the moment. I'm hoping it's just the wire that's not connected properly, maybe connected to the wrong thing. I'm not too concerned about that. There's only 3 wires, a ground, can't remember if it's a 12 volt or 5 volt, I'll find out, and a signal as well. So not too worried about that, but I definitely need that going before the next tune, because he's going to rely heavily on that, if you know how a flex fuel sensor works. So that's number 2. Number 3 on the board was to sort out the VVT loom. So in the last episode I was having troubles with this left hand side VVT rear cam sensor, so Brent gave me this new loom to try. That's the one that's currently hooked up. That was to eliminate if it was my loom, but we ended up sorting it because it was just one setting on the ECU. So I'm hoping I can pull that loom back out, reconnect my loom that's already still in the engine bay, and hopefully that'll work. Now that I know what I'm doing, I'll be able to sort that out. So that's number 3 that I need to sort. Okay, so number 4 on the board is reroute wire behind passenger seat. So in my passenger seat, got that one white wire just there. I can't remember what it is, but it's just sort of lying around at the moment. So while I'm sorting out all that, I'm going to tidy up that wire. And also, while I'm at it, I haven't written it on the board, but the fuel lines inside are just a little bit messy at the moment, so I'm going to tidy those up as well. So that's not an issue, that's just pretty much a tidy up job. Number 5, drain on ice tank. Right, so as in earlier episodes, I was trying to sort it out before the tune. I wasn't able to, I ran out of time, but I've got no drain for my ice box that sits right here. So which means that I think the water levels, it's pretty full at the moment. I can't chuck any more ice in it because obviously it'll just overflow, and to drain it at the moment, what I'm having to do is pull off this fitting here, and I'll turn the pump on and it'll just pump all the water out. But that's quite annoying. I would like to just install a drain that I can just turn the tap on, I'm thinking at the moment that it would be cool if I can put the tap in there somewhere. Just turn the tap on and it'll drain the ice box for me, and that way I can put more ice into it. When I came up with this design, I was pretty much focused on just doing exactly that, but I didn't think about the practical side of trying to put ice in the ice box. And if we have a look at that, the hole's in there and the car's in the way, so I need to come up with some sort of contraption, because really I just want to pour ice in and it goes in the box straight away, but I'm having to dig it out by hand and manually do it at the moment, and that's just highly annoying. So bit of a design flaw there, but I need to come up with something to make it easier to put some ice in. So that's number 5. Number 6, recenter steering wheel. Again, not a big deal, but it's just annoying. The steering wheel is upside down at the moment, and when the wheels are straight, so I just need to pull it off, rotate it around so it sits a bit straighter. That's just a look thing, not really an issue. Number 7 is plate over ECU and loom, and that's the plate that should be going underneath of the carpet where the passenger feet sits. So at the moment it's just carpet and it's exposed to the ECU and the loom, so I need to come up with a modified plate that I can stick over it so people can jump in and put their feet on the plate and it's not going to damage any of the looms that I've got working underneath. So that is number 7. And then the last one, which I'm hoping to get away without having to pull the engine out, is I've got a slight tiny oil leak that is just dripping away very slowly, and I've got a picture of it where it's coming from, and I think it's coming from the oil sump. So here's the pic. So what I'm hoping is that I don't need to pull out the whole engine. I'm hoping I can just jack the engine up a little bit. I may need to pull the sump off and then just re-lube that up, but I just want to check with a few of the boys to make sure that's what it is before I go ahead and do that. Okay, so there you have it. There's my list of stuff to do. Most of it is just general tidy up, making stuff a little bit easier as well, and maybe protecting stuff like with the plate on the ECU. So not big major issues, just little stuff that I would love to do before the next tune. So on the next tune we are going to be chucking in the ethanol, which is that drum right there. It's been sitting there for a little while, so I need to hurry up and use it. We're going to chuck some ethanol in it, and like I said, then we'll really see how far we can push this car. So that's exciting. On top of that, I have officially registered for my first event in over 3 years. It's called Club Fest. It's at Hampton Downs. It's run by the team at Downtime Entertainment, and yeah, I've registered this car, so we're going. It was all depending on the tune, of course, which went really well, and I'd love to get the ethanol tune before then. That would be cool, but if we don't, I'm still going. So I'm excited about it, but obviously I've got a lot of work to do on the car. I would love to get that ethanol tune. If I don't, I'm still going, but there's other stuff I'd like to do, like I need to repaint the car. I've already started prepping a few of the panels. The front guards are all primered, the bumper's ready to go, boots ready to go. I need to sand back the bumper and both sides of the car. Lucky it's a coupe, I'm one panel shorter. The roof won't take long either, so I need to prep all of that. We're going to repaint it black. I would like to re-wrap it, so I am going to wrap this car. The reason why I'm painting it black is in wrapping world, it's a lot easier to hide stuff when the car is black, as opposed to it to being a bright color like orange, yellow or white. You got to tuck in the gaps just a lot further than what you normally would on a black car. So that's the reason why I'm going to wrap it black, because I'm probably going to change wraps a few times in the next few years. So I need to get that done. When it's wrapped, I can start putting in my door handles, start putting back on all my interior, you know, all the trims and all that stuff, and yeah, making it look like a normal car again. Here's a question. I've got a carbon fiber bonnet. It's starting to fade. Now I'm not sure, can somebody help me out? Am I able to just sand it and re-clear it? Will it come out looking like new again? I'm not too sure. Toby's going to paint the car for me, but we're not sure about sanding carbon fiber. So if anybody out there knows a thing or two about carbon fiber, can you let me know in the comments about that. Just before we end this episode, the other things that Brent managed to dial in as well was a high-low boost. We've got anti-lag on the switch, and we've also got our launch control on the switch as well. That one I might get changed, but at the moment it's on the switch. Just going back to high-low boost, at the moment I've only tried it on low boost, obviously when I was driving home. Low boost is at 20 pound, I think we're on about 360, 365 kilowatts, and then high boost is 24 pounds on 410.5 kilowatts. So I haven't tried it on high boost yet. I just wanted to get the car home safe and sound and pretty much just have a breather. So in the next episode I'm going to go for a drive on this, and we're going to try out all those settings. I'm pretty new to anti-lag, so I need to find out what that's all about, and how that works. We're going to try some launches on low boost, and we're going to try some runs and launches on high boost and just see how she goes. Maybe turn on the anti-lag as well once I find out how that works. But yeah, that's the next episode. So finally the episodes are getting to the good grunty stuff that we've been hanging out to watch for so long, including myself. I need to practice and teach myself how to drive all over again. I've been out of the driving scene for a long time, so I'm pretty much like a newbie again. So, but this time I've got some power to play with, so I'm very excited about that. Alright, so thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all those people who have been following me, following the build. If you're new to the channel, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, push the bell so you get notified when I do bring out my next video, and we shall see you in the next episode. Ciao.